on the background, following all of the activities coming up so we can have a splendid and spectacular edition of this program. There are a lot to discuss on today, but I would say thank you for joining us. Today, remember 69 more days to go to the election. Liberians, as they are waiting on for the beginning of the campaign, we want to say to all Liberians, peace is the way. Peace is the only way for Liberia and Liberians. Before we go further, let's now remind you, today is the 2nd of August, the 8th month of the year. We say today 08022023. Today is Wednesday. Today, Iraq invaded Kuwait. On today, back in 1990. Today's history. And Saddam Hussein's subsequent refusal to withdraw his troops sparked the Persian Gulf War today, in which an international force led by the United States quickly defeated Iraq. Today, in 1943, the PT.109, the U.S. Navy, is called a torpedo boat under the John F. Kennedy's command, was sunk by a Japanese destroyer during the World War II. Today, the 2nd of August in 1943. In 1924, the American essayist, a novelist, and the playwright James Baldwin, who wrote The Eloquence and Passion of the Subject of Racism in the United States, he was born. Today in history. Michael Garvey, a black leader and founder of the Universal Negro Improvement Association, reached the height of his power as he presided at the International Convention in New York City. Today, the 2nd of August in 1920. While Bill Hickok, a frontiersman, marksman, a gambler, and a legend of the American West, was murdered in the city of Deadwood in what is now called South Dakota, today in 1876 in history. Today in 1992, at the Summer Olympics in Barcelona, the American athlete Jackie Jonell Cassie, considered by many to be the greatest female athlete ever to exist, won the heptathlon, becoming the first person to win the event in consecutive games in 1992. Today, the American writer William S. Burroughs, whose sexual explicitness and the frankness with which he dealt with his experiences as a drug addict, won him a following among writers at the Beat movement. But today in 1997, he died on the 2nd of August at the age of 83. Shibest Ahmed A. Zawel, who in 1999 became the first Egyptian and the first Arab to win a Nobel Prize in the science category in chemistry, today in 2016 died at the age of 70. It's a pleasant welcome to all of you. Peter O'Toole, the Irish actor, was born today in 1932 in Leeds, England. His birthday was celebrated on the next day, but he died in 2013, December 14, at the age of 81 in London, England. Today's history is a regular feature on this program. We say thank you for following us and thank you for joining us on this edition. Please share our video and please invite others to join you on the program. Remember, we'll open the lines, we will travel through Africa, and we'll open the lines that you can be a part of the program. We value your comments, your suggestions, or opinions. They are the building block to our modern and emerging democracy. A pleasant welcome on today. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening.
The MPR, the collaborating parties, in the unity party,
The heat.
My fellow citizens of the world, ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country.
The heat is terrific.
Oh, really?
Sure. Now, if you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen.
Wonderful. Talking about that heat that gives you the chance to post or make your comments, views, opinions on variety of topics on training issues.
Have qualified to vote. 69 days to go. And we are just counting days for the beginning of campaign. Are we prepared? Are our institutions responsible to spearhead, to monitor, supervise the elections? Are we prepared? Or are we waiting until we get at the closing meetings? This is serious. Because early preparation brings results. And we have had a lot in the past that we should learn from. You know, while we are saying Liberians, peace is all we want, it's important. We want you to control yourselves. If you are not a part of any political gathering, please stay off. This is just to understand that we want to manage what we have, not to cause problems. Because there is no way you will leave from there and go to another political party headquarters or political gathering and somebody there will not know you. You people might be from the same community, live in the same house, but share different political ideologies or from different political institutions. So it is important. If we guarantee this peace, if we value this peace, these are some of the ways we can help in maintaining the peace we have today. I hope Liberians are following this thing. Please. And let political parties manage as much to govern their people. Because when we go to a campaign, a lot of folks will have different dates, gatherings for their people. And you know, by election law, two persons cannot organize a program one place. There will be a problem. So we hope that our leaders are following these things so that they can be able to manage their people. While we are saying to the electors, we are saying to the Liberian people, we also want to say to the politicians and those of heads of political institutions. It is important. I'm told that a lot of the political parties are now putting themselves together, putting all of the pieces of whatever they want together. And you should also know that these political institutions will be giving out gifts, handout. And these are some of the things that can attract crowds or people to come over. So now, that's the point I want to make. Are we prepared as a security? I'm talking to the security people now. Are we prepared? Because once the political institutions or those vying for positions, they are giving out gifts, everybody wants to receive. And this is where at times people who not even partisan, who not even follow you, can go or can come so that they get something from you. Because basically, Liberians are feeling the pinch of this thing. I'm going to go to the rest issue. But this is where we need security. Is the joint security prepared? Or are we waiting until when we hear someone annoy someone before we start to go there? And as per the election laws, these political gatherings are to be protected at all times. Liberians going to gather, they are to be protected. Are we prepared? Or are we going to do this with a specific group? When we have a specific individual having a rally or a gathering somewhere, then we'll find a huge presence of security. Or if it is some other persons somewhere, then we don't have the huge presence of security. Are we going to leave the security in the hands of those persons who will say, yeah, this is my brigade, this is my group, this is my girls' guard, this is my boys who should be guarding me? Are we going to leave it in the hands of these people? Because this is the time now the security get prepared. The joint security, of which the president is a part. The vice president is a part of the joint security. and all other line institutions, they are a part of this. Are we prepared? Because these are ways in which we can help to mitigate these issues of violence. If, for instance, the presence of security will be at this area. Now, are we now dividing the region? Are we dividing Muscle County? Are we dividing the entire country, the region, so that we can have men at these areas? Are we doing it? Or are we waiting until 1 million was
Welcome to your informative,
Inspiring,
entertaining,
political,
educative
fascinating
program, The Heat.
No. They're afraid. They're afraid to mark me because, I'm the...
The Heat.
The Heat.
The Heat.
My fellow citizens of the world, ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country.
The heat is terrific.
Oh, really?
Sure. Now, if you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen.
Wonderful. Talking about that heat that gives you the chance to post or make your comments, views, opinions on variety of topics on training issues in and out of Liberia.
So welcome to your informative,
Inspiring,
entertaining,
political,
educative
fascinating
program, The Heat.
No. They're afraid. They're afraid to mark me because, I'm the best dribbler. If they try, they will dislocate some of the body. I'm not a financial expert, but what I try to do is to make sure that our people get their needs and wants. What I try to do is that to speak to those importers, those that import rice. And I spoke to them that the rice is expensive. We are government, purple government just came, so you need to lower the red price. But again, they found reason to keep their prices or where it is.
We gather here today to draw the attention of the international community because this government is adamant. This government has
the violence of gatherings. At the end of the day, even those children are not even caught or investigation carried out. They are not findings that come and be punished for this. So others see it as a way. You will see one political party having a rally or gathering here. You will see some other people will dress like them, go there and start a confusion starts. They say, this person, and they don't know. But if security are around, they will be able to spark out exactly where this thing started from, who are those who perpetrate these things, and they are being caught in the process. Because we are aware that our state securities are challenged. Are we getting prepared now? Or are we waiting until this thing happens? I hope our authorities are following this. As I speak to you, the ECOWAS body and folks from the United Nations, they are in this country. They are having a meeting with aspirant or candidate vying for the presidency here and the folks from the Election Commission. We hope that these are issues because they'll be reaffirming their commitment. And the Election Commission need to tell how prepared they are in order to carry out this election. Our security need to tell how prepared they are. We wouldn't say that we know that they will not come and say, oh yeah, we are prepared, this is our strategy, we will do the no. But I hope that they are following so that we can have this because we see division. We see division. We see folks loyal to individuals in the state, in the security sector. We see folks loyal to individuals on the other end. It brings problem. Currently, we're getting some alleged information that even at the police training academy, A1, A2, they are not on path. These are some of the things. We need to. We should be able to learn. We will not wait until something happens at one end of a rally and they have to. We see people leaving from there with wounds, blood, people get injured. Before we see security going, at the end of the day, you don't even know who all committed this act. Police, or the joint security need to be prepared, and I hope government also looking at the challenges they have so that they can help them in the process in terms of mobility, in terms of manpower, in terms of equipment, materials. These are some of the, I think we should be thinking about this thing now. Early preparation matters more if success will be sure. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and thanks for joining us. How important are we taking the FAO report? Because they have said to us that these are early warnings. By June, July, August, September, for this year, or the closing state of this year, we are going to face a huge aspect of food shortages. 33 countries was named, but they singled out Liberia, and they said the reason why they are putting Liberia different is because the problem that other countries are faced with, Liberia don't have those problems. The problem other countries are faced with, Liberia don't have that problem. Does Liberia have the issue of drought? Does Liberia have the issue of civil conflict now? Does Liberia have a political crisis that will affect us? And a lot more. But are we also following these issues so we can help ourselves inside? So that, because currently, as a matter of fact, the entire crisis from Russia and the Ukraine crisis, imagine Ukraine was one of the critical global food supplier. A fifth of the world barley came from Ukraine. An issue of maize, wheat. And after the crisis erupted into Russia, it became a serious problem. You saw the issue of pork, food prices all sparked up. More to that, there are a ban currently on rice coming from India. There's a crisis currently in India. And the citizens are now pressing on the neck of their government that why are you now making name outside being one of the huge suppliers of rice? You can make rice, you can produce rice, you supply rice all over the world, but your people home are hungry. So there is a ban of export of rice. And a lot of the world countries are depending on India. What are we doing? These are some of the issues that can trigger conflict. You are aware of this thing. Rice business brought trouble to this country. Imagine India is the world top, the world top rice exporter. They produce and export about 40% of the global trade in Syria. So if they are having this problem, you know that Liberia will be affected. We got rice coming from India here. What are we doing? What are we doing in order to help this issue? We've been informed. And these are analyses coming from outside to help us. Are our authority watching now to help us, or are we waiting until when there's no supply entering Liberia now, or when the warehouses at the port are empty? These are serious issues. And like some of the world leaders are now saying that these are issues that can trigger conflict. And those countries that are now saying, let discourage issue of coup, let discourage issue of overthrowing government, they need to work on those things that triggered these issues. Now, the Nigerian president is now saying that, remember Nigeria and Niger, they share a common border, and they are now saying, what are these a litmus test for democracy in our country? Here we are, we go into election. What are we doing about this? These are some of the issues that our leaders, those who are into authority, should be thinking about, should be having on their mind to avoid some of the troubles that we have seen in time past. Let me say thank you. Good morning. Let me take a short break here.
The heat.
The heat.
My fellows,
For this reason, we have gathered here today as a citizen of this nation that is going through torment.
The heat.
The heat.
The heat.
my fellow citizens of the world, ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country.
The heat is terrific.
Oh, really?
Sure. Now if you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen.
Wonderful. Talking about that heat that gives you the chance to post or make your comments, views, opinions on variety of topics on training issues in and out of Liberia.
So welcome to your informative,
Inspiring,
entertaining,
political,
educative
fascinating
program, The Heat.
No. They're afraid to mark me because I'm the best dribbler. If they try, they will dislocate some of the body. I'm not a financial expert, but what I try to do is to make sure that our people get their needs and wants. What I try to do is that to speak to those importers, those that import rice. And I spoke to them that the rice is expensive. We are governor, Popo governor just came, so you need to lower the red price. But again, they found reason to keep their prices or where it is.
We gather here today to draw the attention of the international community because this government is adamant. This government has deliberately refused to listen to the cry of the citizens because on several occasions we have gathered to cry on this government, but the government deliberately refused to listen to our call. So for this reason, we have gathered here today as a citizen of this nation that is going through torment from the hands of George Manawia.
We want a Liberia where every Liberian will be guaranteed the same opportunity. What you do with that opportunity is up to you.
Honorable Yege Kolba, recently you stated that you're going to be president 2029. So
that recently, I just said it today.
Okay, so
yeah.
Will it be prudent that if you are president, people come about insulting you like this?
My man, if I do the wrong thing, let them insult me. If I don't want to be insulted, let me go lay down my family. When you take public where you have become public dumper, you know that all I become I insulting John Weir.
When Yege insults the president here, on Tuesday will beat you.
This program comes your way every Monday to Friday from 12 to 1:30 p.m. on your sensitive radio station, Cool 91.9 FM. So join your humble servant, Nathaniel Senior, on your program, The Heat, for all the training happenings and download the Cooler app. Also, watch the live show on our Facebook page, Can News Online. It's your hottest and biggest lunchtime program, The Heat, with Nathaniel Senior. He gives it to you unsugar-coated, only on Cool 91.9 FM. SLIB Sky Breeze. Good afternoon, Liberia.
Black. Hey! Black Chinese. Roma Wolf. Damn time. You know what? Me I feel so tempted when I see peace. What you want? Peace. What you looking for? Peace. What we want? Peace. What we want? Peace. It'll be what you want. Peace. What you looking for? Peace. What we want in this election, it'll be what you want, what you're looking for, what we want, what you we looking for. It'll be no more war, election, no more hala, hey, no more hala, no more foul land.
Peace is all we want. Peace. LRB Chinese was such a beautiful tune there for Liberia. Peace is all we want. We say thanks to all of you joining us from around the world. Daniel Diera Jr. said, I'm watching from the US. Thank you. Joseph Tam is watching. Thank you. And others is from the office of the Apostolic Mission Institute, the Rehab. Lawson Augustine is watching. James Corsa is watching in McCampton. We say thank you. And while ECOWAS and other bodies are here and having discussion, and we are discussing about issues that concern about peace, the ECOWAS court has released another verdict from the ECOWAS court, the Community Court of Justice, ECOWAS. You remember this case into Nimba County. This case has reached as far as the ECOWAS court. Now, and this is not the first time we have had a case. Remember the former Associate Justice that was in Penge, Cabinet Janet. Remember the Chancellor case that was also sent there, and the government won that case. But there were issues that were said about the former Associate Justice Cabinet Janet case, and Liberia were to do something. Have we done that? While we are talking about peace, are we also following other institutions, especially governing the West African bloc or the African bloc? Are we also following them? Now again, the Community Court of Justice of the Economic Community of West Africa States, ECOWAS, they have ruled in the Ganta support group and another. Two groups took the government to court. You remember this long-standing case from the days of former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf is still on, and these are some of the issues that bring conflict, especially when it comes to right to ancestral land, people being evicted from lands. These are some of the things. Land issue have been a very serious problem in this country. Will we now, as we are walking toward the election, will we handle this problem, or this will be another issue? The ECOWAS has ruled, the court, as a matter of fact, has ruled in this matter. And every time ECOWAS rule in the matter, they are watching and see whether we will listen to them or we will downplay what they have said to us. This is a game. And they made several points to the group. They made a point to them. To the government, they made a point. Will we follow this? Will we? The ECOWAS court, they have ordered that the Republic of Liberia to immediately implement measures in compliance with Article 1 of the African Commission on Human and People's Rights. It's called the ACHPR. They have said they are ordering Liberia to immediately, upon the release of this ruling, to follow suit. Will we do this? They are saying land dispute, rights of ancestral land, violation of human rights. These are all issues that we should be able to look at. Are we going to handle this other matter, or will we leave it hanging? The court has said that the government of Liberia should also make a report implementing the coast order, and they have given Liberia 6 months. You know, this land thing has been a very serious problem in this country. You have followed people acquiring land, and sometimes when you acquire the land, they say that you must build quick, or sometimes while you are even erecting a structure, another person comes and say, this land is mine, I was the first to buy this land, and it's in court. A lot of cases are still on the docket at the various courts around this country. Or at times, you see others go on the land to clear the land. You see another group coming with instruments, majesties. They're coming, those who are on the land, to get them away from there. And more often, you see this is where people even use our less fortunate brothers. They go, they carry, they say, you are going to go move off on the land, or let's go clear the land so you can protect the area. So this shows how important it is. And it has not only reached our federal courts, but it has also reached our regional court against Liberia with this issue. When will this Ganta case end, this land business? You just listen recently again, Senator Prince Johnson was also speaking to sons and daughters of Nima County that they should not buy into one of the aspirant there, because his quest is when he go there and take position as a lawmaker, he going to edify this land case, and this is the interest. And this now is a hole and pool. Especially where we are going to campaign just in days. That if for any reason that one of the aspirant there in Nima County will have to be victorious, this is his quest. And some said these statements are also divisive. It also bring out a tribal sentiment that yet if this tribe who feels so much not seeing their way through in this case, now if this is a matter, if they get to the position they want to seek for their interest, and now the other tribe and the other side say no, then it becomes a tribal sentiment being seen in this matter. Are we seeing these indicators so that we can work on them as a country? Now the ECOWAS Code has ordered a part of reparation in this process, and they have given the Liberian government 6 months. Will we do this in 6 months? Because 6 months from now will take us to 2024. The court said from the date this information came up, the 6 months start. And as part of the reparation in this whole matter here, the court has ordered that the government should pay a compensation of 25,000 to the applicant, the second applicant, 5,000 for violation of their rights to the property pursuant to Article 14 of the African Commission on Human and People Rights. Will we adhere to this? They said that the court established that there was a violation of the right to property under Article 14 of this law. It also said the government of Liberia violated Article 1 of the African Commission on Human and People Rights by failing to take remedy actions to prevent the breach of rights guarantee in the African Commission on Human and People's Rights. So these are issues outlined. Are we going to live up to this? Are we going to downplay this matter? Owing to the fact we know how Liberia have been faced with this issue of land conflict right under our nose. Now this matter has been taken outside to our West African bloc, and they have now gone and looked into the matter. Are we going to say ECOWAS doesn't have authority over this whole thing? Let's leave it. Why we are already hearing here now that some other folks have a serious interest. That's the reason why they get involved in the election, especially with what Senator Prince Johnson said. Are we going to? Because one of the reasons they said the government, because we never took action in handling this matter. If we are going to take action, this case would have gone to the ECOWAS court. If we were to get involved. And this case has been one of the long-standing cases in this Ganta, especially with the Ganta support group and another organization. Imagine. And the second applicant and the first applicant, that is the Ganta support group, a non-government organization, they filed a joint suit against the respondent, that is the government, accusing the government of violating the human rights of the Mandingo people of the county, breaching several fundamental human rights treaties. This is what is on the docket or before the ECOWAS court that they dealt with, coming to the conclusion of this matter here. Are we going to take it lightly? Are we going to handle this matter? Now they are giving us 6 months. Are we going to say, let's handle this matter very quickly, so that we don't reach to what they are seeing, or that we never did that took us to this level? These are very important questions. Now, in the judgment, there's a three-panel judge in the court, and it was headed by Judge Quatara. He gave an instruction to the government that the government should submit a report before they are taking the implementation of this entire order, they should make a report. Are we going to listen? Are we going to say, ECOWAS, this is Liberian domestic affairs, this is Nima country affairs, you have no right to speak inside, so whatever you are said, that's your own. Mind you, all of the conflicts we are having in this country, ECOWAS has been a serious part of it in order to mitigate this thing. Not only Liberia, ECOWAS has always been able to mitigate issues, a conflict into the West African region. Remember, at some point in time, it was Nigeria who said they are going to be the first to step that foot on the ground so that they can help calm things down before we find outside forces coming in. Are we going to listen? Are we going to listen? And you know, they could also make some serious point. And I hope those who filed this whole case, they are following too, or they are following in the process here. The group, which is the first applicant, they wouldn't say, they mentioned this group. They said this group are representing the Mandingo people. But the court made a specific point that they failed to provide detailed list of names of persons whose property were alleged to have been occupied by agent of the respondent. They never gave detail of names. They just said the group representing the Mandingo people. So the court made a specific issue to them. They are doing their findings. They found out that they never provided a detailed listing of those, especially they only said the group representing the first applicant representing the Mandingo people, but they never detailed this matter. They never include addresses of the properties so far occupied, but they just refer to them as a tribal unit. So the court made a part. That's the reason why they are saying just in bulk this amount in reparation and this. The court said this will make it an optimized form of compensation. It will make it difficult, or if not impossible. These were also some of the observations. But it said it does not show in any way that the people's rights or their property were not violated. But the only thing that the court said about this is that they cannot award individual in terms of monetary compensation. So that's how it was in bulk. And this is necessary. They said it. They only say, oh, there's a tribal unit. They refer to it as a tribal unit. And I think this is important. Do we want to go back to those stage? I will see the semblance or resemblance of tribal conflict, or do we want to have a serious land conflict that would involve one group of people here, another group? I think this is something that we want to be far from as a country and the people. So the government is also being asked that the government get involved in this matter to settle it very speedily, so that they can restore these people their ancestral home, especially where there is evidence that the respondent has been identified and listed most of the alleged occupant, and they should also have them paid. We hope that we can get this settled and be out. Because if, for instance, we were follow this whole process here, we were going to be far above it. This case wouldn't have gone as far as the ECOWAS court. We need to protect the rights of our citizens. We need to protect the laws of our land. We need to protect applications' right to property. We need to protect, because this thing is getting too way out of order. You will see one man will sell land to 3, 4, 5 persons. Other he sell the land and run away. Some of them, they do the thing willingly. Some of them will sell the land to 2, 3 persons and they will be there. When they reach the territory, the person who get money, not the person will win the case. This is how far it is. And this has placed a lot of people in severe pains and agony. Some people will sell, they will sell their cold water, their better ball, whatever market is selling, just to acquire a piece of land for their and their family. Then they go to buy the land, at the end result, it tends to be something different. Imagine that. Some will take their fortune. And so it doesn't mean that you buy land and you just build today. Why if the person take their entire saving, what they've been saving? Some people go through clubs. What they get from the club now and what they have, put it together and say, me buy my land, let it be here until I can save money again to build my house. Then you look, the next thing, you feel lost. Where will the person take money from again? And this is exactly what's going on. It's hurting a lot of people. Matters go to court. The person is struggling already to get the money for the land and struggling to say they will save money to build. Some people buy land for their children. People purchase land now for their grandchildren. They say, I just want to purchase this thing so that my children can come and see something, or my grandchildren can see something. I'm going to give this to my grandchild. By the end of the day, those people go in tears. Some will run after land business, they will not get it. How can we help these things? I remember some time ago, there was some fingers pointed at the courts of the overcrowdedness of the various prison centers. Because sometimes you go to land area to go grab everybody from there. One man will say he didn't want to get the land. Carry people to work. The other group can say, oh, this. The next thing, conflict occur right there. They arrest people. Those people sold on 10, 15, they carry them to jail. And that case will just be there. And you find folks, especially those who are in the land business, they fight as much to influence court matters. Imagine, with the kind of vast land we are having in this country, and we are having this kind of conflict, why if our population grows where to even get a land is an issue? And these are some of the issues that have sparked severe conflict into our African region. Land, tribal conflict. We hope that our authorities can take heed and help to mitigate some of these things. But where are we as the people? This is where we are. The ECOWAS Court has again ruled in the matter from Liberia that has been taken there. Are we going to listen? Are we going to follow suit? We are now being given 6 months. 6 months. And not just that, after doing it, we also have to send a report. We have to send a report to the court. So the court is also waiting our response with a report to submit. Oh yeah, we have done this, we have concluded this, everything is okay. Then they say okay, but then Liberia had done it. They are waiting. If we don't, they are still waiting. But we hope that our authorities can follow suit and that they can be able to help in this matter. We say thanks to all of you joining us on our live. We say thank you so much for following us. James Corsa is watching us today. James, he said from Bound City, Nima County. Luther Saki Jr. is also watching. Luther said he's following from ELW area. Isaac Smith is at Police Academy. Noah Lepolu is following. He said from Tutota today, this afternoon, specifically from the Konoye Klein, Lower Bond County. Thank you. Stephen Villa de Yuga, he said, I'm following from Buchanan City, Grand Bassa County. Thank you, Stephen. Lloyd Powell said, good afternoon, Mr. Nathaniel. Good afternoon to you. Samuel Tengbe said, I'm following from Stephen Tobert Estate. Thank you. MV Kamara said, I'm watching from Algeria. Thank you, MV Kamara. Jeremiah Roberts, Relight Market. Samuel Tengbe said, I'm following you today. Limenu Kone, he said, okay, he just wanted someone. That's our base of change of ideas. Sky S. Kamara himself, Habel General Market and Firestone District 2. I'm following Cedric Toyi Wea Jr. said, thanks for the show. I'm watching from my end. Thank you. G. Samuel Theo said, Jacob Town. Limenu Kone is also watching. Said, Barclay Farm. Thank you. Josephine Nimland said, good morning from my aunt. I'm watching from Pennsylvania, USA. Thank you, Josephine, for joining us there. And Thomas Knight is watching Police Academy Row. And Cedric P. Kennedy said, good afternoon, the historical VAR from Soul Clinic. Sam S. Farr Jr. is a regular silent listener from Monrovia. Thanks for the May edition of the show. Samuel Geomatic Dudu is Omega Black B. Ahmed Hamon, 69 days to go to election. He said, I'm calling on each and every Liberian to keep the peace. In pursuit of peace, let us remember that we are all interconnected. Thank you, Samuel, regular viewer there from Cax City. Dr. Thomas W. Tile, he said, I'm following you from District 5, Bond County, at the Honorable Eugene J.M. Colley Avenue. He said, we are urging everyone to be safer as we gearing toward to attend the election. He said, one people, one nation, one goal. Liberia is all we have. Thank you so much, Dr. Thomas W. Tiele. G. Samuel Fields, Jacob Town, thank you for joining us today. Cedric Tori Wea and some religious following you. Lawson Augustine, Psychiatrist Wisdom. September Mother Fidelis said from St. Joseph Catholic Hospital in Town. Thank you so much. Jeremiah Boya, District 6. Said Honorable Ender 2 years. Okay. Ishmael Buze, he said, I'm following from Peaceville City. Hilary Austin Joa, he said, I'm monitoring you from LAC. Thank you. Sarah's Boaka, he said, Cooper Farm Community. District 4 Cooper Community. Okay. And C. Roosevelt Clean said, from Buchanan City, Grandmaster County this afternoon. Thank you guys again for the great afternoon program. Ambassador J and B. Okay. Gitashi Galantier and said, I'm following you from Asia. Thank you, Gitashi. Aloysius Peter Flomo Jr. said, from Unification City, Lower Maggie County. Thanks to all of you joining us this afternoon on the program. Louis Dacoma is watching. African King Kelvin, say hi. Emmanuel Keke Duazon and Luthor Saki Jr. He said, Mr. VAR, the peace of this country is in the hands of every Liberians, but the biggest peace is the National Elections Commission boss to do the right thing. John Getamini, Zizi Community, Lincoln Victor, he said, good morning, really appreciate you. Thanks to all of you joining us today, and we will take our break. We'll come back, we will travel in parts of Africa, and we'll go to the Lions. There are serial warning out, and African leaders have been cautioned to do the right thing to keep their people on path. Our leaders, the ECOWAS bloc, they are in Liberia today. They're having a meeting with all presidential aspirant candidates for this coming election. They are here along with group representing the United Nations. Yeah, the outcome or the commitment, we hope that all our leaders can live by it. Let's take this short break. Let's join our partners. We'll come back. We'll travel to other parts of Africa. We will go to the Lions. Peace is all we want. Peace is the way. Let's take this break.
Black. Hey! Black Chinese. Roma War. Them time. You know what? Me a fiso center when I see peace. What you want? Peace. What you looking for? Peace. What we want? Peace. What we want? Peace. It'll be what you want. Peace. What you're looking for? Peace. What we want? Peace. In this election, peace. It'll be what you want. Peace. What you're looking for? Peace. What we want? Peace. What we looking for? Peace. It'll be no more war. Jagaja. Election. No more hala hala. Hey. No more hala hala. No more foul land. Jagaja. Sebaga ada gases. When you learn. Sebaga ada one in Dasa. Civil easy. I never. Sebaga ada gases. One. What you're looking for? Peace. What we want? Peace. In this election, it'll be what you want. Peace. What you're looking for? Peace. What we want? Peace. What we looking for? Peace. It'll be no more war. Jagaja. Election. No more hala hala. Hey. No more hala hala. No more foul land. Jagaja. Sebaga ada gases. When you learn. Sebaga ada one in Dasa. Civil easy. I never. Sebaga ada gases. When you learn. I never. Ada marema. Ada lazia. Josh, we are say. Joseph Walker. Joel Taylor. Jeremiah Kuhn. Tavares Dillon. Sir Joseph. Eke Kulba, Akaras Gray, Kumi se, Doni Ehese, Election Commission. What you want? What you're looking for? What we want? What we want? It'll be what you want. What you're looking for? What we want? In this election, it'll be what you want. What you're looking for? What we want? What we looking for? Anything. Nobody can learn. CDC, UP, ANC, Lofa Kante, Niba Kante, Rewa G, Rewa Sen, Reke Bon, Krembasa, Monserrado, Omi Reye, Onkante, Magibi. What you want? What you're looking for? What we want? What we want? It'll be what you want. What you're looking for? What we want? In this election, it'll be what you want. What you're looking for? What we want? What we looking for?
Look, my Liberian people, in the whole election, the only thing we want is peace. You know, our peace in Liberia is so fragile, it's so soft that we gotta maintain it. We need peace. My Oma, my papa, talk to your children. We all want peace, yeah.
Lama Wolf Studio.
Say thank you. Let's now take a few developments from Africa. We'll come out, we'll go to the lines. Today, South Africa has reached reports coming from the ongoing Women's Football World Cup. South Africa has reached the knockout stage for the first time. They beat Italy 3-2 in the dramatic match. South Africa team was involved in a pay dispute ahead of the tournament, with players boycotting their final warm-up game. There are rolling blackout in Nigeria capital Niamey, as well as all the major cities of Narada and Zida. People have power supplies for about an hour at a time, and the power goes off for 4 or 5 hours. The Nigerian Incident Corporation, Nigelic, says it is a result of Nigeria cutting supplies as part of sanctions imposed by the West African bloc, ECOWAS, over the coup. Nigeria is the major supplier of electricity to Niger. Its transmission company of Nigeria has declined to comment on the matter. Fighting has flared up in multiple areas of Ethiopia Amhara region between the army and local militias. Since April, the security situations in Amhara have been deteriorating following the decision to disband the regional state-backed paramilitary group. Some paramilitary members were integrated into the army and police, but others are believed to have joined a local militias that feed Amhara has been left exposed to attacks from other regions. More on that, you go there and check it out. Today, South Africa's former President Jacob Zuma has returned from Russia, where he has been receiving medical treatment. The checkup and observations went well, according to the foundation. His trip came after he lost a case last month at the Constitutional Court, where he had tried to overturn a ruling that he must return to prison. The Constitutional Court ruled that Jacob Zuma has been granted medical parole unlawfully. Trade union members in Nigeria are protesting against high fuel prices and inflations caused by the removal of a fuel subsidy. This is after talks between the union and the government failed to reach a deal on Tuesday. Nigeria's Labour Congress head Joe Ajioro urged members to gather in our respective states and whatever we may be across the nation to give vet to this collective resolve, according to the Nigeria Labour Congress head. The union has said sweeping measures announced by President Bola Tinubu on Monday to ease the impact of fuel subsidy removal, including conditions granted to at least 1 million small businesses, were insufficient. And before we go home today, a Senegalese interior minister said it is taking measures to preserve peace and tranquility as opposition protests are still happening in some parts of the country. Small protests are still happening into the capital Dakar and into the Zinkwacho, a city where the opposition leader Ousmane Sonko is the mayor. The latest protests were triggered by arrest of Mr. Sonko over the weekend and the dissolution of his party. He remains in custody and on Sunday began a hunger strike. We'll say good afternoon. Thank you. Let's take our break. We'll come back. We will go to the lines to talk to you today.
Black or black. Hey! Black Chinese. Roma War. Same time. You know what? Me a feel so same time when I see peace. What you want? Peace. What you looking for? Peace.
The heat.
The heat.
My fellow citizens of the world, ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country.
The heat is terrific.
Oh, really?
Sure. Now, if you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen.
Wonderful. Talking about that heat that gives you the chance to post or make your comments, views, opinions on variety of topics on training issues in and out of Liberia.
So welcome to your informative,
inspiring,
entertaining,
political,
educative,
fascinating
program, The Heat. No. They're afraid to mark me because, I'm the best dribbler. If they try, they will dislocate some of the body. I'm not a financial expert, but what I try to do is to make sure that our people get their needs and wants. What I try to do is that to speak to those importers, those that import rice. And I spoke to them that the rice is expensive. We are government, purple government just came, so you need to lower your red price. But again, they found reason to keep their prices or where it is.
We gather here today to draw the attention of the international community because this government is adamant. This government has deliberately refused to listen to the cry of the citizens because on several occasions we have gathered to cry on this government, but the government deliberately refused to listen to our call. So for this reason, we have gathered here today as a citizen of this nation that is going through torment from the hands.
Oh my God, yeah. Let's go to the lines. Let's now go to the lines and talk to you today. And Corporal Flomo joined from Diamond Creek. Thank you. Tano Kota, he said, I'm following Vanizo. Patrick J. Banks said, I'm following for Rwanda. Thanks for the show. Thank you. Let's now go to the lines to talk to you this afternoon. Let's talk to you. Good afternoon. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, by the afternoon for the opportunity. Nathaniel, my attention has been drawn to the situation in the country. Our security this time, they are banned or parity security. Not every one of them, but majority of them, they are banned or parity security. And a lot of them, you want to see, you see people wearing or police uniform, they are not police, they don't have ID card. So we really need to be careful. Our government need to give up protection for this election that comes. That we all citizens to be protected when they are calling for party rallies, or they are not young people, or one side they need to be all over. Thank you for the opportunity.
You're welcome. Good afternoon.
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, people are searching for our coach.
Go ahead, you're live.
Yeah, I don't want to tell you. You know the video, let me say you are not a teacher for you because the video I heard you explain it. Thank you.
Good afternoon.
Thank you very much. Now, I appreciate it.
So we need to hear we explain it.
I will make I joined the discussion on the street states that you could follow. Thank you very much, Nancy. Now, you see, we don't have police in this country to carry election. Our government needs to appeal to ECOWAS.
No. I will not agree with you, Bobby. I will not agree. We got police. If we say the police they are challenged, then that's it.
I think about now. Our police are not well equipped, right? Hello.
You go ahead, make your point.
Our police are not well equipped to protect us from election. Because now, come to the European situation, you can be by your police for just people, for computer, it's no phone. You go to the police and there's nothing to go after it. So our government needs to see ourselves to work with international partners to join then with the police, let them work and protect us because the election will be a crucial election. The election will determine the future of this country. So we get the national police and then work along with the national police to see how they can carry our country to a peaceful election. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Yeah.
Now, I need to thank you guys again. The first statement this morning, I just know I want to welcome you. I'm going to get food. And this morning, you're taking from Nigeria and you're outside the country. A lot of things you are speaking this morning on the show, they're very important. And now, ECOWAS, every day, ECOWAS is living abroad. I say that because after that, every time, ECOWAS abroad. What ECOWAS continue coming abroad? We didn't know what is good for us. All right? The other few days, I listened to the woman from Lima. On 12, he was just overthrown Jacob on somebody that we know that you're not overthrown in that region. Okay? So I don't know what are we learning. I mean, it's too scary. It's scary. See, I got too much responsibility. They talk about Niger, they talk about Mali, they talk about Burkina Faso, Guinea. You talk about Liberia, and if you come here, you're happy, peaceful. There is all this thing in it. Let me talk about all this thing in it. Peaceful. I don't think you may. I don't know what.
Yeah, the last man saying we can see it here. We talking so I call changing put it for. Good afternoon.
Thank you. Good afternoon. My name is Lucas Sagittarius, and I'm doing for district number 6 in the country. Thank you for the show that after the evening we have police in the country. But the reason being now they are not very functional the way to function that. You're going to be a one-sided police. So you are
police is obeying the president. So we'll ask the government of that job, bring the legislator, so they can talk to the theater, so they can order the car, the president. That's what I want to say again. The boss, not the national boss, the electoral, please. Don't who will carry the day, the person who will carry the day, let the person carry the day. Don't mind people, the person is funny on the chief. When you kill, you bring power in the squadron. So who will take the day, the person will take the day.
No, but how you say the person who take the day and he say the person will cheat? How you know now? So the result should be the result should. No, then almost like you want to do more work before you do it now. The result. So don't say then if you know that why you can.
Good afternoon, Mr. Val.
Yeah, good afternoon.
What people are doing for our good journalists, may the Almighty God see a sources for you people when it comes to the war. Because you are very different Nigeria when it comes to the policy of putting them on the safety of their own self. Thank you so much, engineer. Oh my God.
No, I can't continue with you, seriously. Good afternoon. Okay, I can't continue with you. Let's talk to another caller here. Yeah, I can't continue with you. Please be safe. You want to be part of the program, be a part. If you don't, good afternoon.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, this is what
Yeah, go ahead.
thank you also for the papa. Oh, you know what? Yeah, for this country, we just have to be to remind that brings to a God. It is good. So I always have to thank you much more.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Okay, the caller not ready yet. Don't hold the line if you know you don't want to be a part of the program. Allow those who have the call to call, please. If you got no business, don't get on the line. And it is the responsibility of each and every Liberian. The peace today that we all sit and enjoy. It doesn't benefit one person. If Liberia remain peaceful, it will not benefit Nathaniel Va or Wiki Bros or only for QFM. It will be for each and every Liberian. Even those who are even in Massapola home today, they will feel the impact of this. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon and very well.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, thank you. I'm John Junior from the Macro area. I want to say thank you for the information provided, and I want to encourage every Liberian that as campaign will open, let us be peaceful. Let us keep the peace we have enjoyed for many years, and we pray that God will help us. And also to those presidential candidates that have been called by UN and that of everyone, we pray and hope that the message from those people, they will understand and they will apply it as we continue the electoral period of our country. Thank you, and thank you. God bless you.
You're welcome. Let me talk to you. Good afternoon.
Yeah, that's what happened.
You're welcome.
Yeah, my name is Israel from Arab. So, that is the issue for the program is happening, right? You have said all very well. I tell you that monitor your program again, move to get my voice added to your voice as well. You know, the issue that has to do with security when they spend the election, I think we have the post here. All we want to tell them is that they should do their job with due diligence. Meaning, you know, they should get a posting at all because this election that we are about to go to, we go around, the security of our future. And the issue that has to do with the crisis that has to do with right in India and Nigeria, in your discussion, I think it's very much essential that political actors in our country will take the issue of maybe trying to provide basic information about our economy and maybe trying to provide policy to our public. The public is bad. Let us try to get involved into total economic freedom. When if you are political actors, you can get out there, lobby, and you can have people coming to invest in the country that can explore the right sector. Total family here to choose much more for ourselves. Let us decide on foreign countries like India that today they are having bans to export their rights. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Thanks for your participation. Let me talk to this caller here. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, dear Antonio Vivas.
You're welcome, Patrick.
Thank you very much for the recognition. Mr. Vai, you see, what is happening in our country is something that we all need to pardon over, because Liberia is now at a crossroad. To have our security, now somebody telling you ECOWAS, I think it's just a lip service to say that ECOWAS was here, they formed part of the UN, they were here after the 14 years of civil unrest. Now the temper was over. So why do you think our own security?
But we can say ECOWAS. The people are telling us that this is the election that Liberia will take care of.
Oh yes. You see, so to have us thinking that ECOWAS should send people here, we suppose we have people here that didn't pay our taxpayer money. Then of course the thing that ECOWAS should come, I think is a little terrible. We should not be saying that.
Okay.
The guys that we got here, they should put their feet down and show that the right things are done, instead of thinking that they're going to take side with one group of people because they feel they got the authority. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Let me take 2 more calls and call it a day. Good afternoon.
Jiva.
This is Mr. Jackson Kwegba.
Thank you for the recognition. The way we say it, some are hoping that it should be there, but it will not be there. Right now, there is a very first election that we will be holding, and we continue to say to ourselves that the international partner or ECOWAS, whatever, they should not be part and parcel of the decision making. And what we say to ourselves, this is wrong. Those elections that we had under the international community will be assisted more especially where the data are being or is being processed, is where GT can come from. At that point, we need technicians, we need people who have the technical know-how. If things are, and you can be our international partner.
So we still need people to be there to watch them, man.
We need these people at the data processing center.
Maybe they will be a part of the discussion today where they are having, maybe political parties or president aspirant will say, ECOWAS please be here and monitor, or UN please be here and monitor while we take an election. But counting and tallying process, we want you to be around the room. Okay, let me take my final caller here. Martin Duffy, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Yeah, go ahead.
For me, I want for the people to be here. Because the people not here, it will not be easy.
The people here, but the people looking at also take care, because we now trying to show the people that we are responsible, we are mature, so they're just watching the year.
We're not responsible in anything. Especially the government. We're not responsible in anything.
When a different government is responsible, eh?
Because right now, we know what they're having to go ahead. So we are not responsible.
Okay, Martin, thank you. I got to go. Thank you so much. And let me say happy birthday to my own friend and brother. Happy birthday, Mr. Alan Weaver. Alan Weaver, alias Checo of Bernard's Farm. Checo, you celebrate your birthday today. Alan Weaver, alias Checo, you celebrate your birthday today. Happy birthday. And happy birthday to Charles Freeman of the ELW Junction. Your friend and brother Andrew Gamo is thinking about you today. But I got to go. Thanks. We'll be back here tomorrow with another edition of the program. Remember, every Thursday is a day we will play traditional music. But until I leave you, good afternoon and have a pleasant day.
The heat.
The heat.
My fellow citizens of the world, ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country.
The heat is terrific.
Oh, really?
Sure. Now, if you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen.
Wonderful. Talking about that heat that gives you the chance to post or make your comments, views, opinions on variety of topics on training issues in and out of Liberia.
So welcome to your informative,
inspiring,
entertaining,
political,
educative,
fascinating
program, The Heat.
No. They're afraid to mark me because I'm the best dribbler. If they try, they will dislocate some of the body. I'm not a financial expert, but what I try to do is to make sure that our people get their needs and wants.
importers. What I try to do is that to speak to those importers, those that import rice. And I spoke to them that the rice is expensive. You know, we are government, Popo government just came, so you need to lower your price. But again, they found reason to keep their prices or where it is.
We gather here today to draw the attention of the international community because this government is adamant. This government has deliberately refused to listen to the cry of the citizens, because on several occasions we have gathered to cry on this government, but the government deliberately refused to listen to our call. So for this reason, we have gathered here today as a citizen of this nation that is going through torment from the hands of George Manuel. We want a Liberia where every Liberian